everyone. I am Shraddha Tanaji Bidwe. I am from the Annasaheb Dange College of Engineering, and my topic is the internal earth structure under guidance of an Ajim Mujawar sir. Internal earth structure. In internal earth structure, all internal structure is often made of a solid, excluding the atmosphere and the hydrosphere. The structure consists of an outer silicate and solid crust and highly viscous atmosphere and the solid mantle. A liquid outer core whose flows generate the earth magnetic field, and solid inner core. The whatever inner core is in of a solid, and the outer core is of an having the capacity of an create an earth magnetic fields, and due to its magnetic field the seismic whatever the seismic waves are created due to that magnetic field. Here is a given structure of earth image. In that image, here give the crust, mantle, outer core and the inner core. Outer crust is an atmost outer core or the top layer of an our earth, and it having the 5 to 70 kilometer. Mantle is having an 2850 kilometer. It is an having the more depth than compared to the others structure of an earth, and outer core having the 2200 kilometers, and the inner core is of an 1270 kilometers. Three internal structures of an earth. Earth has the three main geological layers based on the chemical composition: crust, mantle and the core. In the outermost layer is crust, and it is composed of an mostly silicon, oxygen, aluminum, iron and the magnesium. There are two type of crust: contained and the concentric crust. As here explained, in the outer layer of an crust there is a silicon, oxygen and aluminum and the magnesium. Whatever the minerals are there, or the oxygen or any other that are including in the crust layer. In the crust layer, in depth we see the inner crust layer, what is included in the crust. That is, crust is the outermost layer. It is also known as an lithosphere, mostly made up of an basalt rock. It has two parts, namely upper and the lower crust. Mean thickness is around 20 kilometers. Average density of an upper crust is 2.8, where it is 3.0 is the in case of an lower crust. Seismic waves loses their speed gradually both in an upper and the lower part of an crust. That means we see that as I told that the whatever the waves, magnetic waves are created, that are mostly in the inner part, and the crust is at the outer part. So the up to waves moving from an inner to outer, its frequency or the whatever the intensity will be reduces. So the at the crust it having the low intensity of and the waves. In the mantle is the characterized by an abrupt rise in the intensity of an earthquake waves. It known as the mesosphere, located at the boundary between the lower crust and the upper part of an crust. Speed of an seismic wave is 6.9 km per second at the base of an lower crust. At the lower crust, it having the speed at up to the 6.9 km. It rises rapidly to 8.1 km per second due to the discontinuity. It lies between the separation zone of lower crust and the upper mantles, spans nearly for a depth of 2,900 kilometers. Next we see the core. Core is the deepest and the absolutely remote zone in the earth interior. It is known as an barysphere, and the extent of an core is located at the depth of 2,900 km from an lower part of an mantle to the earth center of an depth of an 6,371 kilometers. Depth of an core is 5,150 kilometers. Core having the inner and the outer as the sub point. So after the mantle, it is at the utmost core part of an earth structure. outer core denoted the loss of an secondary seismic waves, and thus the tell us about its molten state. And boundary of an inner core goes down from the 5150 kilometers up to the earth center. Here given one image for an earth structure and the layers. So first at the bottom the yellow part is shown at the deepmost inner core, and the inner core having the solid up to the 5100 kilometer, and then the whatever orange color is shown as an outer core, and both core, inner and outer core, are denoted in the right side here as a core name, and the whatever the outer core is of an liquid, and the mantle is of an red color, that is at the 2900 kilometer, and a mantle, and then the comes the crust that 0 to 100 kilometer thick, or the there we see that the mean of the thickness is 20 kilometer. And in the crust there is a include the lithosphere, and the lithosphere includes the crust plus an upper mantle. Next we see the importance of an earth internal structure. It is responsible for an generation of an earth magnetic field. Whatever the earth structure is, it is important for an magnetic field. As we know that inner part, then the mantle, and then the crust. At the mantle part and the inner part, the seismic wave, whatever the seismic waves are the maximum, as it moves from the inner to outer part, its velocity or the intensity will be decreases. So due to that movement of an velocity seismic waves, for an creation of a magnetic field, it is important. And it consists information regarding the earliest history of an acceleration of an planet, that say the in on the earth first, all over whatever the land is, that in the one area, that means they are connected to each other. After that they are due to the seismic waves creation or the magnetic field creation, they are separated from each other due to formation of waves. They are form in that forms the distances, and then they will be get separated, and now we see and in the form of 7 places our all earth wheel is divided. Thermal and the compositional features established where the core formed have the largely controlled the subsequent evolution of an core. Thermal and compositional features, whatever having the, it consists of an subsequent equation of an evolution of an core. Thank you.